Is that on? Yeah. I'll basically start with like a one sentence summary. I'll do the logistics, how they be able to do the live tracking, the fact that I'm going to be recording stuff on Strava. And then I'll actually describe the journey. You're going to come towards me in order to show this bit. I know this is quite clunky, but fuck it, it's like I couldn't put a big map. And I'm going to go through a series of towns I'm going to go through, where I'm going to sleep, distances, total elevation, and then funny pronunciations of like French cities and yeah.
Should we correct you?
Yes, please. Oh.
I'm not doing high production BBC stuff.
Okay.
We've got to try our best.
3rd of June is approaching quite quickly, so I thought it would be the perfect time to talk to you about the actual route I'm going to take, because that's now finalized and I know all the towns and little villages I'm going to stop. Because I actually feel quite awkward talking to this bloody thing alone. I've called upon a few colleagues of mine to just kind of stare at me, so I don't feel lonely. We have Steve behind the camera, so any production remarks you have, go towards him. So, as you know, I'll travel 1,300 kilometers in 10 days. So for each day that's going to be between 120 and 140 kilometers. For those of you that don't know how long these distances take on a bike, well, it depends. It depends how fast you pedal and it depends on the terrain. I think on average it should take me about 6 hours of constant cycling to reach like the 120 kilometer mark. So yeah, it will be between 6 and 7 hours of cycling every day, and my plan is to start cycling early in the mornings with like little stops if necessary, but aiming at arriving at my daily destination early afternoon so I can have some food, recover, sleep, and get ready for the next day and find a place to sleep, which is quite important. So the actual logistics of the journey in terms of tracking, I'll carry with me a little like GPS cycling unit thingy that will be constantly acquiring my location, sending it to my phone, and then you're going to have a link that I will publicize where you can have a live tracking view of Yav. You know, I think it gets a bit every 3 minutes. I'll also record the all the rides on Strava, which is like a, I don't know, like a segment recording app that like runners and cyclists use around the world. So I guess here's the time where I'll say that I'll divide the routes that I record every day into different segments, and I'll name those segments on Strava using the names of the people that have donated. So I have like a little present which will be a little virtual piece of the world named after you, so you get sweaty middle-aged man with lycra doing races on your road somewhere in France. So there you go. So we'll start with the timeline, and I'll call Steve to come around just to give you an overview of the route in my high-tech, high-resolution map. So we start with France and we go south and then slightly east and then south along the Duron River and then crossing the Pyrenees on the east and then reaching Barcelona. So that's the overview of the map. So the whole thing actually starts on 1st of June, where I will leave my bike with the Eurostar people, because they like to process luggage of this sort asynchronously, and we as engineers, we know that it's quite nice to process something asynchronously and manage the resources. So we'll leave it with them on the 1st. They're going to transport it whenever and however they can to Paris, and it's going to wait for me there. And then on the 3rd of June, I'm going to travel with just the luggage, and I'll arrive in Paris on the 3rd of June around 3 p.m. Now this is quite an important part of the journey, and you should like keep fingers crossed, because you know the bike should get there, it shouldn't get lost, it shouldn't get damaged, because if one of those things happen, it's fine, I'll get a bike and I'll just, you know, do it anyway, but let's hope this doesn't happen. So that's an important part of the journey. I pick up my bike at 3 p.m. and actually on Saturday I only cycle about 8 kilometers to cross Paris to go to the south side of Paris. District 13, I believe, where I'm staying in a flat on the 31st floor. And I really hope they have a large elevator that can fit a bike, because otherwise the journey is done. Anyway, so I'll spend Saturday basically eating food and relaxing. And then on Sunday, 5 a.m., I leave Paris. And it's going to be my first proper day of cycling. And a little disclaimer here, I don't speak French. I've never said a word in French in my life. And I've just seen the names of these cities, and I'll try to pronounce them okay. There's a guy here that's going to correct me. So I don't want to offend anyone with my French. Should be fun. So first day, I'm going to go through a couple of cities, Moulins and Nemours, before I arrive in Montargis. And that day is going to take me 120 kilometers. That does give you a distance. And the gained elevation for that ride is going to be 350 meters. It's going to be a couple of climbs that kind of assemble that gained elevation. That's day one. The places where I'm actually going to sleep, I'll find on the day. I'll be aiming at, either campsites. I'll be carrying like a little mini tent with me, so I'll just kind of try to sleep in the open. So day two, again, starting early in the morning, I'm going through Brère before I reached Nevers. And that's going to be 141 kilometers, so a bit long, but I hopefully would have picked up like speed and momentum from the first day, and 250 meters of elevation. On the third day, there's going to be quite a few cities that I'm going to pass through. So we have Decize, Dieu, Digoin, Lisieux, and Marcigny. The total distance 140 kilometers. I've gained elevation 208 meters. I think on that day it's just one climb that I need to do. Next day we start by going through Saint-Julien-de-Jonzy, Charlieu, Villers, Jarnos, Thizy-les-Bourgs, Amflepoix, Valchon, and then Dandy. I think that was okay. Maybe this one I didn't pronounce well. Total distance 125 kilometers. Now this is a big one. I think this is the day where I'm just going to be constantly playing Metallica in my head, because gained elevation is going to be 1,500 meters with a few steep climbs. So fingers crossed I don't die afterwards. Next day starts with Valence, Croix, Viviers, Donzère, Bolène, Orange, and then, hang on, Châteauneuf-du-Pape. 127 kilometers and 270 meters gained elevation. Next day, going through Avignon, Vieux-Carré, Saint-Gilles, Vauvert, I have no idea what that is. Aymar, sorry, and Lunel, before arriving at La Grande Motte. 126 kilometers and 220 meters gained elevation. Then we have Sète, Agde, Béziers, and Bonn. 125 kilometers, 250 meters. We're getting closer to the border now. This is pretty much over here now, at the seaside. Then we go through Saucey-le-Château, Saint-Laurent-de-la-Salange, Canet-en-Roussillon, Quimper, and this is actually the French border. So this is where I'm gonna cross the mountain and say hello to some Spanish people. This is where the names start to sound Spanish, which I might do a little bit better, but I don't want to say anything. So I arrive at Yanka, which is already on the Spanish side, and for that day I'll be doing 130 kilometers and 1,000 meters of gained elevation. So a few climbs there as well. Then we have San Pere Pescador, L'Escala, Torre de Montgrí. Now I suspect this is quite Catalan, so I'm not going to pronounce that. I don't want to offend anyone. Then we have San Juan de Palamos, before arriving at San Feliu de Guixols, maybe? 126 kilometers and 350 meters elevation. And then on the final day, day 10, I'll be just storming for Barcelona. I will not be stopping anywhere. There's going to be 125 kilometers, and there's a couple of steep climbs before Barcelona when you approach from the south, from the north. So I have to do those as well. Yeah, and I arrive at Barcelona hopefully on day 10 in one piece. That's kind of it. Like when I go through the journey, I'll obviously be recording a lot of myself talking gibberish, and I'll try to correct any mistakes that I've done in the pronunciation for those towns and villages. So there you go, I will even learn something. So that's the whole journey. I will be posting additionally the actual segments so you can see them at your will in detail. Yeah, I think, what else can I say? I want to thank all the people that so far have donated money. It really means the world to me. You have no idea. And the important thing is, it means the world not just to me, but to people that actually try to make a difference. So go teach for Bulgaria. Yes. What else? I think up next in kind of the series of videos, I'll be showing you the precise luggage that I'm going to take. So we're going to go through every piece of luggage that I'll take and how it's going to fit together on the bike. And I think this weekend I might actually go to one of the parks in London and actually put up at the tent, which should be entertaining and will attract people's eyes, I guess. Yeah, so that's it. Stay tuned and see you later. That was one take.